Get a deeper connection with the Cougars of BYU sports.
God gives us a gift, and we use that gift until he takes it away.
Deep Blue.
Just sitting down afterward and being really tired and thinking like, wow, I just won the U.S. championship.
This is Deep Blue. Here's your host, Jason Shepard.
Welcome to another edition of Deep Blue. I'm your host, Jason Shepard. Over the next few weeks and months, we're going to have some special interviews for you from the BYU football team. We're going to call them practice chats. During spring practices, senior producer Keelan Marion was able to catch up with some Cougar football players so that we can get to know them on a deeper level. First up, Atlanta native and UConn transfer, Keelan Marion.
Keelan, you've almost completed your first full year here at BYU. You come from Atlanta. This is not Atlanta. Yes, you went to school at UConn. This is not UConn. Yes, what's it been like? What's the adjustment been like for you, both on and off the field?
The adjustment is definitely different. I just I just kind of stay to myself, stay with the guys, go walk to class with guys, got classes with guys, hang with guys off the field, go get lunch, dinner, whatever, breakfast. But my experience here so far has been phenomenal. There's nothing I don't regret.
What's the thing that you've just adjusted to easy, and what's the thing that you're like, yeah, I'm still kind of adjusting to that here, whether that's on the field or off the field?
I'm just adjusting to, I can say living. It is definitely slow living to me out here. On the West, is I know my parents are always two hours before time here, so I gotta catch them when I can, or sometimes I may forget thinking because it's 3 here, but it's 5 in Atlanta. So sometimes they might get on me like, "We ain't heard from you, are you okay?" I'm like, "Mom, just gotta practice," but it's 8 o'clock there. We just now get home, so definitely the time and living here. You do your thing.
There was all this hype leading up to the first season in the Big 12, and started off pretty good, and then you kind of hit a skid near the end of the season. Yes, how tough was that on you and your teammates as you were going through that?
It definitely was tough. Guys, we started meeting more, going over things more. Going over practice scripts after practice. Days we don't have practice, walking through the practice scripts. Just trying to become better at any way we can. Just being more prepared, have more urgency. It definitely was a tough slump in the road, but I say it ain't nothing to some dogs. We'll be back.
Did your relationships grow during that time? Did you guys grow closer together because you were going through that together as a team? Yeah,
we definitely grew closer together. I can say, as you can see, we won the tough stretch, got to Oklahoma State. Even though we didn't pull those games out, you definitely seen a difference in the team from what you've seen in the games that we lost. And I said we definitely left some wins out there that were definitely in our hands of winning. So I just say we coming back for it all, not just the Big 12. We coming for the playoffs, natty.
That's pretty bold talk there. You're okay saying that, right?
I'm positive. I'm 100% positive.
Well, that's good. It's good that you're positive. Let's go on the positive side then.
Yes, sir.
What was the highlight? When you look back at the season, what are the maybe 1 or 2 highlights that you had from this past season, your first season here at BYU?
I would say the bomb down in Arkansas. It was a tight game. That was a big clutch play to me, and I can say, I like the kick return I ran back in West Virginia that was called back. That would have been a huge one for the program, not just for me, but for the program. I know it's been 10 years since we ran a return back, so that definitely would have been a highlight of mine. But I definitely say the favorite one was the deep pass in the Arkansas game.
Speaking of Arkansas, I saw a video of you celebrating with some fans afterwards in the stands. One of them looked like he had a shirt on with your last name on it. Is that a relative of yours, parents, anything like that?
My uncles and aunties and my father had also made it to that game, so it definitely felt good. My first Power 5 win, so for me coming from UConn, it was my first Power 5 win. Big time play. Made some plays for my parents and family to be there. It was very special.
So tell us about what it was like growing up in your house in Georgia. What was that like? What was your family life like? What was sports like? What was it like back then?
We all, I'm the second youngest out of 5 boys. My mom has 5 boys, and I'm the second youngest. I have one that's just turned 13. He's a wide receiver too, so sports been all through our family. Looking up to my older brothers playing ball down at Sanford University in Birmingham. I just always model my game after him. Both some deep threat guys. he's the one got the height. So he's the older one. He's 6'4". He the one got the height. So it was sports all the way around the house. It was tough times and stuff, but like I say, it ain't nothing tough for a dog when you built for it. Ain't nothing tough.
What do you mean tough times? Kind of elaborate on
like
it.
Tough times, not being financially, what I'm saying, living wise, just it's tough times. Definitely where I come from. So I always just try to be positive. So that's why when you ask me why I smile so much, that's the reason why I smile. Like I just love to bring positive energy around people, make other people happy.
You grow up in SEC country. ACC country too, because you got Georgia Tech. That's not too far away. Yeah, when you're thinking about, I think I'm good enough to play college football. You're thinking I'm probably staying local. Yes,
sir. I actually had a talk with Darius about that in the house back the other day. I told him I had an offer from Georgia Tech in the portal, but I don't want to be home. I don't want to be in Atlanta. I want to experience other places. Like I was in Connecticut, now I'm in Utah. It's just like the different sceneries and the different environment, different cultures everywhere you go, it's definitely what I like to see. I've been to Georgia since I was 7, 8 years old, so it's just I think it was time for me to get away and mature on my own.
Was that an easy decision for you to make, or was there any pull at all to play in front? You've got family down there, so it seems like it'd be easy.
It definitely would be easier. I know it's hard for my family to get out to Utah, so that's why I just try to make the best of everything I do with my parents. When my parents does come to games and when they can't make it, when they watch it on TV, I just try to make the best that I can. But playing back home in like UGA or Georgia Tech or something, even Georgia State, it always it would definitely feel good because I have family in Alabama that can come up the road 4 hours, and I have family in the city that can come down the highway and watch me play. But they support me no matter where I'm at, so I'm thankful for the support.
Coming out of high school, though, what were you hoping for? What was that hope? You talked. We know that you end up at UConn, but what was that hope that you were hoping for? Wanting to maybe get out of the house and wanting to experience something different.
Yes, sir. My dream school was always LSU, so I always thought big. That's just the type of mentality in mind I have. I think I can't be. I ain't gonna say I think. I know I can't be guarded. I know I can catch anything come my way. I know I can make a play with the ball anytime I touch it. That's just the mentality that I have that I'm gonna do it.
Okay, before we go along your life's journey a little bit more, where does this confidence come from?
I actually can't tell you where it come from. I honestly cannot tell you where it come from. Sometimes I wonder where it come from, but since I was a basketball player before football, so I just know anytime I was on the court or I was giving buckets or I'm going to score. So it's just that I just believe. I'm a big believer. I can say I'm a big believer. I believe I can do anything. Like I tell you, I believe it, but I also know I can do it too. So I'm a very big believer.
Do people give you a hard time at all because they're like, wait a minute, that sounds like you're maybe bragging a little bit too much?
Some people definitely think it's cockiness, but I call it confidence. If I tell you something, I'm telling you can't guard me. I tell you can't. It's just I'm a big believer, and the confidence is out the roof.
So you find what made you finally decide? Okay, hey, guess what? I am going to go to UConn. What made you decide that's the place I need to go?
I was going to choose out of between coming out of high school. I was committed to South Alabama. Had a high ankle sprain in the Georgia high school playoffs. They ended up dropping me. So I went to a prep school for 4 months in South Carolina at Palmetto Prep, and I ended up getting 5 offers, and I was going to choose between Houston or UConn. And Tank Dell ended up taking the last receiver commitment spot at Houston, and I went with UConn. And just, thankful for the opportunity there and made the best of my decision, made the best of my time there.
You go to UConn and you have a good first year. You lead the team in receiving. It was what was it, 400-something yards? You had 5 touchdowns that season. Were you thinking at the end of that season, that was a good season, where you're like, no, there's something more I could still do?
Yes, sir. I definitely felt there was more I could do. I know UConn was a basketball school, so I know we had tough. My first year we went 1-11, so that was pretty hard on me coming from a powerhouse like Grayson High School, top 5 high school team in the nation. Wasn't used to losing, so I just bring I kind of got my respect up there for bringing a different approach to the game as a freshman. Like you said, I had the 400-some yards with 20 catches playing with 5 different QBs. So I know, like, I just know I can handle anything come my way. Like, I don't think I can be stopped.
I could understand that now. That seems dizzying that you worked with 5 different quarterbacks.
Yes, sir. Including scholarship, walk-on guys. Like, that's why when any reporter, no matter what school I go to or end up at, like, I never just boost one QB. Like, that's why you throwing, like, I don't just, I want to go with Jake or I want to go with Gary. Whoever steps up, that's who's going to throw me the ball, because you can just like that. You never would thought my walk-on QB Jacob Drina would play at UConn, and he ended up playing the last 3 minutes at the Houston game of my freshman season. Actually threw me a pass and everything. So it was definitely a good moment. You know, even though we lost, it was definitely a great moment.
Yeah, that's got to be nice that you know, good friends, and you're on the field together too.
Yes, sir. We definitely great friends. You know, we used to hang outside of football. Even though Drina doesn't play ball anymore, you know, I told him once he got in, I said, Drina, you never thought you would play, but they told him to hand it off. I say, hey, throw me the ball. I was like, I'm going to get open. Like, don't, this is not a good thing, but I told him, like, you want you a pass, throw it to me. I'm going to get open. And he threw me 2 hitches back to back, so it was actually a great moment for him. I'm glad I can make him happy.
Wait, he didn't get did either of you get in any trouble for that?
No, sir. We no trouble. Drina, you know, he got his first 2 college throws in, so it was happy that I made him feel good.
So you go through this little bit of a trial your first season because you go 1-11. The second season, very first game you're playing against Utah State, and you break your collarbone. That's a different sort of a trial. What was going through your head after this happens? And you end up playing still in a few more games after that. What's kind of like going through your mind, and also what's going through you physically at that time?
Going through my mind at the Utah State game, you know, we were coming in. They were ranked, I think, 25 at the moment, and they had put out like a pregame interview of, like, you know, just disrespecting UConn. So it was just like they were saying they were playing Bama for week 1. We were actually playing week 0 of college football. They played Bama week 1, and they came out with their pregame interview like they were waiting on Bama. They're not really worried about us. So we came in there with a chip on our shoulder. I was like 205 at this healthy 205 at the start of the season at UConn, and speed was great, body felt great. And I honestly was on a mission, but you know, it was a minor setback for a major comeback, and I think that comeback definitely still coming this year.
So you play in 5 games, but you miss most of the season still.
Yes, sir.
You're not healthy. When does it start entering your mind, you know, maybe I need a different change of scenery?
It definitely came around after the season. I know I didn't come back off the collarbone injury until the bowl game against Marshall. You know, I had a good game, had some talks with my family, went through spring ball, and then I just, like, had some talks with buddies there. My parents, brothers just told them, and we all just came to agreement that, like, we felt that it was a time for me to take my game up to the next level.
Okay, so that it was purely just that you wanted to play at a higher level.
Yes, I wanted to play at a higher level, and I wanted to win.
So you commit, though. You enter the transfer portal. You commit to East Carolina, but then you decommit from them. Why was that?
Yes, sir. I didn't think I were going to I was talking to Aiden Robbins here. Former running back. We were best friends. His mom stays in Georgia, so we were friends before when he was at UNLV in Louisville. We were friends, and I had told him, I had shot him a text like I was looking to leave, and Aiden just kept on pushing for me and pushing, and I didn't think it was going to go through, so I went with a quick decision. Before, you know, like the recruiting game goes, spots fill up, offers get off the table. So I went with a quick decision, and Aiden shot me a text and was like, "Hey, you be looking for a call?" And it was I bet on myself. I bet on myself, and I don't think it was bad at all.
How much did you know about BYU?
I always knew this were a great football program, but I honestly never knew like the areas. The school was a church school, Mormon culture, stuff like that. I didn't know anything about it. It's like my parents, people was putting a stigma on the school, that, oh, Keelan's not going to fit in there. He can't do what he want to do. They're not going to accept him. I think, like, since the day I arrived, God showed me nothing but great love. And like I say, like, here, like, if you get in trouble out here, it's like you're looking for trouble. And I like that. Like, I'm very comfortable here. The guys make me feel good. The coaches are great. Staff is great. professors, the school, like everything is just it's great. I'm having a great time.
Okay, we talked before we started the interview, and you kind of mentioned it too, about your attitude and the good attitude that you have. How do guys feel about that when you seem like you always have this positive attitude? Does it kind of rub off on other guys too?
I definitely say sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I think it could rub a guy the wrong way. But if you know who I truly am, you know that I'm never, even when I'm trash talking or anything, I'm never downing anyone. You know, like for a prime example, Trey Alexander, young guy from Atlanta, you know, from the same side of town, got the same type of mindset. And the other day, it's his second day, third day of practice, and we were getting him, he was getting us, and I was talking some trash talk, and he kind of walked out, not talking to me, and I had shot him a text like, "Hey, just know I'm never doubting you or downing you. I want you to prove to me, like, even though like he has nothing to prove to me, prove it to yourself. When Darius, Chase, Cody, me, Dev, anybody I'll step up, you're the young guy, so we're gonna talk some trash to you, tell you you're some fresh meat, this and that. But it's just it's all love, and I just want Trey to know I wanted him to be at the best he could be. I was like, we're from Atlanta, like we don't cry about nothing, we don't whine about anything, like we're going to work. And Trey, I told him like I'm going to talk it every day to you. So the longest I'm here and you're here, you're going to hear me every day. You're going to hear me every day, but it's all love.
I think you mentioned, and if you haven't, I'll mention it right now, Dad was a college basketball player. Is that right?
Oh, no. My brother. My dad played ball, but he didn't play in college. My mom was a track star.
Okay.
And I had an older brother, the oldest one. He played ball at Sanford University down in Birmingham, so he was a tight end.
Yeah.
He didn't have the speed like me and the younger one. So that's why he had to put his hand in the dirt. But that's who me. We looked up to him, and the youngest one, he looks up to me. So I just always try to set examples. You know, when he comes up here, I give him some shirts, some BYU stuff. Like he loves it here too. Like he hit me up the other day saying like he wants to come up here this summer, train with us.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I just hope I just send the best example I can for him.
Okay, I think I saw your brother. I think I saw him on Twitter. He was retweeting a lot of different things that you were sending out on Twitter also, and it seems like he's a really good support for you. How has that family support been throughout your life? How's that helped you to be the man you are today?
That support is like no other for us. For me knowing where I come from and what we have. And the way that they still make a way to, come to games, support me when they can't, even if it's a phone call right after the game and they couldn't make it. Like, baby, we were watching, son, we were watching, tell my dad. Sometimes I might get tired of dad calling, but dad always call, son, you got to do. Like, I can come in right after the game and have 20 texts of what he think I should have been doing or what I was doing, what he seen that I did was lazy, where he seen I could have put more effort in. So that talk that's especially with your father, dad's a football guy, so he loves. He sometimes he might get on my nerves calling, want to talk ball sometimes when I'm tired and stuff. But like that bond makes us very close though, because that's our bond. We talk ball, we talk school, we talk about. He might call me and tell me to get little bro to drink his protein shakes. Like that bond, the sports bring our family very close, very close.
I did notice that you have on, I think it's your right arm, you have a lot of tattoos. What kind of give me some of the meanings of some of those for you? Why did you get them? What do they mean to you?
I have Atlanta tattoo, like just of like what side of town I'm from and like downtown and stuff, and that's where I'm from. It was just like it was my first tattoo out of high school and once I graduated, and then I have like my best friend tattooed on my forearm. He was killed when we were 14. He was killed when we was 14, so that took a big toll on me too. And I have this Child of God piece because my mom is big on God. She actually went to like Catholic school, so she's big on God too. And her and my brother that went to Sanford, like they're very big believers. Just like I tell you, like that's why I think I get the mindset of me like being confident from my mom also. Yeah, because she can talk the talk, so I think that's why I get it from also. But that Child of God piece, me being here, like sometimes I even tell the guys like, he can hit me up. I would go to. I'm not just because I come from a different background. Don't think like I want to go to church with you guys, or I want to do this type of event with you guys because it's involved in the church. Like, I'm a big believer myself. Also, I would also like to get closer to God myself.
How do you think you can do that? How do you think you're going to be able to get closer to God? What do you think you need to do to accomplish that goal?
I think I actually need to get a Bible. I need to get a Bible. Read. Learn, not just read it, just to read or say, I read my Bible, like understand it, because my brother to this day sends a scripture to us every morning, and sometimes I would have no clue of what it means. And, he could call and tell me this and tell me that, tell me what I need to do. So I think that family plays a big role in it.
Okay. I do have one last question for you. I thank you so much for your time. You have said that you are the best basketball player on the team. How many guys have you actually taken on to the basketball court?
I haven't took none on yet. I haven't took on none of them. We have some runs. They might clown me because I might shoot a bunch of threes and have an off day or not. But I try to tell them multiple times, like, I'm rusty. I haven't played since 10th grade. I haven't played since 10th grade. Like, I played with some of the best. Anthony Edwards, we were on the same AAU team down in Atlanta, same travel squad. I didn't play it against some of the best and played with the best. So I am the best basketball player on this team. It's that confidence. Yeah. It's the confidence. And I know it's not just the confidence. I know that I don't care who it is. I'll take them on.
With enough practice, I'm sure you could. Keelan, thank you so much. It's been great getting to know you.
Thank you.
Thanks again to Keelan Marion for our first edition of Practice Chats on the Deep Blue podcast. You can download and subscribe to Deep Blue on all podcast platforms or find all episodes on the BYU Radio app. Deep Blue is a production of BYU Radio.